Hey guys, it's your girl Dominique Danielle here, and as you can see, I am in the car, but do I have something to share with y'all today? Yes, I do. And when I mean I have something to share with y'all, it's because I went on my first date in like forever. I mean, y'all know I just gave birth to my son going on 3 months ago, so I haven't been on a date before even giving birth. And y'all know my summer was like taken away from me because I was on lockdown with my son, so I wasn't able to do anything. And I know some of y'all probably like, you went on a date? Yes, I did go on a date. And I told y'all before in one of my previous videos that my son's father and I are not together. So could you imagine how that went for me, trying to go on a date for the very first time in a long time after giving birth? Like, it was easy to go on a date when you didn't have kids. It was like when you are a woman that's my age and you didn't have kids at the time, you're considered to be a unicorn. So I used to be a unicorn. Now I'm a MILF. I'm past that unicorn stage. I probably was a MILF before I became a unicorn, but we ain't even gonna go there. So I had guys wanting to take me out on a date, but I always had my insecurities, always was scared to go on these dates because I felt like, what do they want? You know? It wasn't that I didn't think that I was good enough to go on a date. I just was scared to go on dates because I just was like, I'm not about to risk it. I don't want to waste my time, basically. And as you can see, Atlas is back there quiet, and I appreciate it. But back to my story. I didn't want to waste my time. I didn't want to waste their time. So I had a couple offers to take me out, and every time it was time to go, I either backed out or I didn't make it. I made more excuses than I made anything when it came to trying to go out on a date. So, you know, my friends was like, you should go, you just can't. I know you're a new mom and you feel like, no, you don't want to do it, but at the end of the day, you still got to live life. And I get what they saying when they say live life, because we all need to live life. It don't matter if you're a mom, it don't matter if you were a father. Like, everyone needs to live life, even if it's not even going on a date. It could be you living life and it's just you. Even if I wasn't going on a date, they basically was telling me to get back to being me. Don't use you having a child as an excuse. I mean, some people can say, well, it is, but realistically, if you really want to do something, you won't make that as an excuse, because if you want to chase a dream job, you're not going to make that as an excuse. You're going to do what you have to do to get that job. If you wanted to focus on more when it comes to self-care, you're not going to make no excuse. You're going to do the things you need to do to give yourself self-care, that self-love, everything that you probably wasn't doing. So we do need to stop making it as an excuse on why we can't do things because we have kids. That's a part of life. Kids going to be here regardless. It's up to you to figure out how to prioritize your time with your kids, and also prioritize when it comes to having a social life. Because as an adult, if you don't have a balance when it comes to having a social life and being, you know, a parent, you're going to be miserable as hell. You're going to be in your own head. You're just going to be bitter. And who wants to be bitter? No one. So I went on my date. That's where I'm getting at. I went on the date. And I would say it was a blind date, but it's not a blind date. It was more of an online date. I met the guy offline, and was I scared? I was scared for a lot of reasons. I was scared that he could have been somebody crazy. I was scared because it was something that I wasn't used to. I'm normally meeting my guys like in person, not offline. But in reality, it's no different than Facebook or Instagram. It's so many people that met offline, they met online and taking it offline to the point where some of them are married, some of them are happy, some of them have kids together. So don't knock online dating before you try it. That's all I got to say with that. 2, I was more nervous because by me being a new mother, I wasn't feeling like myself. I felt nervous. I was questioning about the way I was dressed. Like, how do I look? I mean, I put pictures up and I put videos up on my social media accounts, and I show people what I look like after giving birth to my son. But I feel confident when I'm putting my pictures up. But at the same time, I do have some insecurities when it comes to me going on a date with a man. Like, the only man I ever picture or imagine me being with was going to be my son's father. But him and I are not together. Like I said in my previous video before, we're not together. We're on two different separate paths at the moment. And maybe, we don't know what the future holds for us. We might be together, we might not still. But we are good at co-parenting. We are good at communicating with each other. So, hell, I even told him that I was going on a date. Did he like it? Seriously, I'm pretty sure he didn't like it. But at the same time, I know his situation and he knows mine. So it was like he didn't want it to be where he seemed like a bitter baby dad. But he did tell me how he felt. He did let me know that he was in his bag, he was in his feelings. And I understand that because we do have love there. We created a child. Like, we have a child together. So I don't want no one to think with that me and my son's father just made a baby and it was just like, bam, she's pregnant. No, it wasn't like that. We really was like rocking hard, okay? We really was in this shit. Like, I looked at my son's father and I was like, I want to have his kid. That is what I said to myself before I even said it to him. And when I brought it to his attention, he probably thought I was crazy. But then as time went on and the way we were getting to know each other, the way we were knowing each other, the way our chemistry was so powerful and so strong, that he was like, he was with it. He was with the shit. He didn't care what was happening in his life, and I didn't care what was happening in mine either. We talked about it. We planned our son. But then we also went back and was like, you know what? Before this really actually let's think about this. Let's do it the proper way. He wanted to come with me with no extra baggage. He didn't want to have anything going on in his life. And I felt the same way because I had some baggage also. But it was too late. Our son was implanted already. We conceived him January 4th, 2019. So I know we both was going back to say, nah, let's take our time, but it was too late. It was too late. And now we are parents. Now the mother of his son is going on dates. So I can understand where he's coming from, how he feel about it, because it's like, he's looking at it like, damn, he knew I wasn't dating, he knew I wasn't talking to anyone. So, it was probably some hope that he will always have that chance. And don't get me wrong, just because I'm dating, that doesn't mean that I'm going to find the person that I'm supposed to spend the rest of my life with. But it kind of can happen. Like, it kind of can happen. I'm not knocking it. If I find somebody that's right and that does well for me and makes me feel whole, I'm all for it. But so I told my baby father about me going on this date, and it wasn't like I was trying to throw it in his face, because I was basically trying to say, I was saying to myself, like, I need to find me a shirt. And I guess I was saying I need to find me a shirt so much to the point where he was like, where you going? What you need a shirt for so bad? And he kind of knows the tones in my voice when they change, or he knows when I'm mad. He knows when I'm like holding shit back. So I just came out and was like, I'm going to do it one more time, I try. And he was like, what? And I was like, I'm gonna try to go on a date. He was like, oh Lord. That was his response. And his next response was, you know him? Is this a blind date? I'm like, you can kind of say that, but it's not. He was like, what you mean? I was like, I'm meeting him offline. He was like, You serious? Yeah. I can understand why he asked that question too. Because everyone's so scared to take a chance of meeting people offline because they think they psychos, but you can have a person that's in your face every fucking day that's a fucking psycho. Trust me, I've been down there, bro, and I'd have been in an abusive relationship, but that's another story. Okay? So, you know, we went on a date. We told me and the gentleman was on the phone, and I was like, 9 o'clock sounds good. So we goes on a date, and everything is cool. Like, we meet up at first off, we went to a bowling alley. That was my pick. I chose a bowling alley because I wanted something fun. I wanted something that we could do and we could laugh. Like, most people want to go to do dinner in the movies. That's fine. I mean, when you go to the movies, it's no talking. You're not getting to know the other person. So maybe like on the third, fourth date, then the movies is good. Dinner would have been cool, but it's just so happened that I cooked dinner that night before I went out. So I was already basically eating. And I should have told him to get something because we went there. He was like, "You hungry?" I was like, "No, I ate something." He was like, "I'm hungry." And I was like, "Oh, we'll get something." So, you know, I mean, he didn't make me feel out of place. He didn't make me feel weird. I felt like how I was gonna feel, okay? I felt comfortable in my own goddamn skin. So we went bowling, we had drinks. We had to wait for a lane to open. So while we wait for a lane to open, you know, we at the bar, we having drinks, we you know, we conversating with one another, we talking. He asked me questions, I'm asking him questions. He has no kids. He's older than me. Now, I used to be the unicorn. So when I heard that he didn't have no kids and he worked hard and he's trying to do things, you know, he has a goal that he's trying to meet. That was like music to my ears. I was like, oh, okay. But you know, I ain't falling in love right away, but I like to hear when a man has a vision and he's doing whatever it takes for his vision to come to life, basically. So I was okay with that. But when I tell you I kicked his ass at bowling, I kicked his ass at bowling. And it's maybe because he let me win, because I was like, "You gonna let me win?" But I guess he let me win. Because I was seeing him, he was hitting some strikes. But, you know, I guess the Patron shots started to kick in, so it was kind of slowing him down. And I was alright with that too. So, you know, we like really like talking, laughing, and it was like, it was so cool and so down to earth of our whole date, the whole night, that it was raining real bad. Like, it was raining. So he walked me to my car. Oh yeah, because I drove myself, you know. So I drove myself, and he walked me to my car. And then next thing you know, he got in my car because I was going to take him back to his car. And he has a car. Yes. And license. So we sat in my car for a little bit. We started talking. You know, we was like, you know, asking each other questions. You know, of course he asked me about my son's father. I mean, what man wouldn't ask that question, because we're not together and I'm on a date? But I told him the rundown. I gave him the heads up. He was cool with it. I was cool with it. And it was like a breath of fucking fresh air, because I haven't been on a date in so long. And, you know, I just wanted to enjoy myself. I wanted to not think about my son's father, because he always on my mind, you know, because I be thinking that it's some hope for us. But until then, I have to basically live life, because I let a whole year basically go by and I wasn't living life. I was just waiting on him. So the question is, would I go back on a date with him again? Yeah, I would. I definitely would go on a date with him again. And I don't know what the future holds for me when it comes to dating. I don't know if he's going to be the one. Like, I don't know. I'm just going with the flow. I'm not putting pressure on nothing or no one, just like he's not doing the same for me. So the date was mad real, yo.